Hey everyone, this is John, and I am sincerely sorry that you have nothing better to do than listen to our show. But since we made it and you're here, we want you to listen and we say thank you. And would you follow us on Instagram and Facebook? And if you get a chance, subscribe on our YouTube channel. Now, here's that show.
You're listening to the Comedy Food Truck Podcast. We talk life, food, relationships, and have fun with all of it. And now here's your host, comedian John Hill.
Yes. Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of greatness. I'm serious. If we lived in the 80s and they dropped these things into a time capsule, we would have woke up now and said, "Who never thought? Why did we not think of this earlier?"
That's right.
We could have changed the world. We can change the world. We get a time machine. We're going to drop these episodes back in the 80s. Nah, that's not the place to go. If I have a time capsule, I'm not going back to the 80s. Go back to the 80s and slap everybody with big hair.
Right. And mullets.
And leather pants.
I got my tight pants on.
Dude.
I got my tight pants on. I got my tight pants on.
I got them pegged my pants. Remember that? They roll up their pants.
Oh,
and peg
yeah.
them.
That's a thing now, though.
Are they doing that now?
Well, I just see kids, it's a whole metro scene.
Pegged.
I miss when the metro was just a train you rode. not a life stage.
A life stage.
I'm metro.
I was going through a stage of metro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a phase.
I will say this, though, anyway. Well,
My metro phase.
metro beats transitioning. But are our listeners offended by stuff like that?
Probably.
Not our listeners.
Our listeners don't even know what that means. Our listeners are like, what? Well, welcome to the big show. My name is John. As was advertised, I'm the host. And like you said, what do you say? Relation? What is it? We talk about food.
I've heard
Life,
What do we
food.
talk about?
I've heard it 91 times.
Life, food, and relate. I know, we all heard it.
We talk
Relationships.
life, food, relationships.
And we have
And
fun
have
with
fun
all
with
of it.
all of it.
Yeah.
Now, here's your host, comedian.
Right.
Well,
But we have
now
fun.
here's your host, John Hill.
We have fun with all of it. We have fun with life. We have fun with food
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
You say food?
and fun with relationships.
Yep.
Relationships.
Okay.
I guess we do.
Just making sure. I don't know if all of our wives would describe relationships as fun. Yes, we're all married audience.
Yes.
Deal with the disappointment. Get over it.
Right.
Sorry, fellas.
We talked about that before when met somebody.
Scott's face.
Oh, that was great. Sorry, fellas.
Sorry.
Oh, you big silly savage.
Gotta go watch the video. I missed it.
I don't know.
What's going on? Gosh. Everybody's married? Oh.
Why does your OC guy sound like Snaggletooth or whatever? It's like, exit stage right.
Everybody's married, sing.
Don't start that one. The many impressions of Scott.
That was Jared.
All three of them.
Scott-a-thon.
It's the mini impression.
The mini impression. Wait, guys, I got a new one. That sounds like the last one. No, it's different. I promise.
He goes up. Normally he goes up. This one goes down.
This one goes. I didn't introduce everybody. Welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Let me tell you who you're listening to in case, on the off chance, it's your first time listening.
Or if you want to have one of us arrested.
If you're
If you're offended, you know who to blame.
If one of us has been calling your home, now you'll know who we are. To my left and your left on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, if you didn't know this, we show these on YouTube. Yeah, there we go.
My pop screen.
And this is Jared giving you rabbit ears. Say hello to everybody, Jared.
Hi, everyone.
Every
bun.
bun? Not the whole person, just every bun.
Hi, everybody.
I was looking at Ray and I know what his nickname is.
No, his is Cinnabon, not every bun.
Cinnabon.
The bun.
It's sugar buns.
Sugar bun? Oh, nice. There we go.
I have not been called that in so many years, believe it or not. Yeah.
Well, it's been a
Maybe
while
kinda grew
since
out
you
of
lived at home with your mom. And next to Jared, and really the true star of the show, did we talk about this pre-show or just now on the show?
Pre-show, yeah.
I'm
This
terrible.
is as we were clapping.
Where are we at? Is my man Scott. What's up, Scott?
What's up?
So Scott's on the show again, and straight from OC, Orange County.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah, Scott's here again. Sorry. We tried, but he showed
Guys,
up.
are you sure? Are you sure he's married? Yeah, he's married. He's married. Scott, the ex-stuntman.
Yay.
How you feeling today, man?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Next to Scott and the aforementioned, what is it, honey buns? What is it?
Sugar buns.
Sugar buns.
Yeah.
Buns.
Is my man Ray. What's up, Ray?
Hey, John.
How are you, sir?
Great to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited. I figured out how to make my hat show up right side up or whatever. Not right side up.
Front ways.
Your video is no longer mirroring, so I don't
My
have to
video's
correct
not
it in
mirroring,
post.
so just save Jared some editing time.
There we go.
Right.
Which allows him to create more greatness that's not about editing.
Roaring like 80-some shows in.
Right.
At least.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, we should fix that.
I don't typically wear a hat with a word on it, so that was hard to figure out. But Jared seemed to be thinking my video was opposite all the time.
Yeah.
Because you know why?
Chicken thigh.
Opposites attract,
Oh,
according to
I
Paul
was just
Abdul,
thinking about that.
and a big cartoon cat.
Mr. Cheetah?
I don't know.
Mr. Cheetah? Wasn't the
Not
cheetah the
easy
cat?
being cheesy.
I think it was Mr. Cheeto.
Cheeto. There you go. That's what I meant. Same thing.
Another reference to Ray.
It was a female version of the cat. The cheetah as a Cheeto. Cheeto would be the male. Cheetah would be the cat. The female.
Sure, if you speak English and Spanish.
See.
English.
Are you trying to tell me that male cheetahs are called Cheetos? If you go on National Geographic?
Did Scott just say CC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to get away from that.
Hola, senor. CC. CC.
CC Taco Quesadilla.
CC.
I'm drinking some Dr. Pepper Zero.
How do you say yes in
I
Spanish?
just want to
It's
say,
CC.
even though they don't support us, see, this is backwards. So maybe I'm not right side up.
Is that backwards now?
I think you're good.
Oh, I am still backwards.
It's all right.
We're having a moment.
But the off thing now is if it's backwards and it goes backwards, then it'll flip it to the right way for you.
Should flip it. Yeah.
Backwards will be right for you.
Flip it good. We got
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
Mark. Scott. I need a body bag.
I'm trying to keep your grandma as a listener, man. What are you doing?
Your neighbor's gonna call.
Trying to,
I
Your
just like to see
neighbor's
John's
gonna
face
call.
when that kind of stuff
Man.
happens. He just like deflates.
man.
You just see him.
I see the word clean in my comedy eroding.
He just starts slinking down in his chair.
Like I'm trying to hide from it, like nobody can see. I don't support the views of Scott or
The views expressed by Scott are not necessarily
any
the
old
views of-
rap lyrics that he's quoting. I have no idea what about. Man, that's good. Thought you were talking about height. Anyway, so today's show
Yeah.
on a really not so special episode of the Comedy Food Truck Podcast.
Kind of an average episode.
No, we have a good topic. I don't even know. Is somebody else running this? But I could throw it out there. This is what we want to talk about today. TV shows. This is like TV shows have lost their appeal to a certain extent in my mind, just because there's 50,000 channels you can watch it on. Hulu and Fubu and Voodoo and Who Knew and whatever else. And they got all these reruns and play, all that. So it's kind of cool for binging, which I get. But something that occurred to me was like, what if we kind of discuss, and I'd love to get some feed in the chats and get some play, is shows that everybody's like thinks everybody else watched that you never saw, or that you just weren't into. Maybe you checked it out and then you didn't like it, but something that you just didn't see why, or maybe even recognize why everybody's liked it, you just didn't like it. Or I really rather something you didn't even really ever get into at all.
Yeah.
Not like I watched it all and I just didn't like it. That's not the same.
Never
Right.
even watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, like so just kicking off with some stuff that like, man, like I'll go first.
Okay.
Just give an idea. I know it's huge. I should have done this. I don't know why I didn't hit up our research department. We should have looked up like all-time favorite TV shows. But and then we could have
And then go down
some
the
of
list.
them though are old though. Like, I'm talking about stuff that anyway. My example is South Park.
Okay.
A lot of people were into South Park.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be on the top list, I think, of a lot of, I don't know if you have like adult comedies I don't even know if that's the right genre. Whatever the genre is of that. It's not Bugs Bunny.
Right.
It's
Right.
animation, but it's not Bugs Bunny.
Right.
It's definitely.
But you got all that
content.
stuff like Simpsons and King of the Hill and
Right.
It's in that category. Whatever that category is, I would imagine that people think South Park might be near or at the top.
Yeah.
Is there anything better than South Park to people who like those kind of shows?
Probably The Simpsons.
The Simpsons was even bigger than that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. But didn't The
appealed to
Simpsons
more of the
birth?
masses.
Didn't Simpsons kind of birth South Park? Meaning, it's not a spinoff, but I'm saying South Park happened because The Simpsons were popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a snowball
true?
there because you could
Okay.
you could even make an argument that the Flintstones spun off the Simpsons eventually. You know,
How so?
because they were a primetime comedy, cartoon comedy.
But
as
they
well.
weren't satirical.
No, but they kind of
They were
started. They
sitcom.
started that
Yeah.
genre. They kicked it off to say that okay, well, more people than kids can enjoy these. You know,
Did adults get into Flintstones more than kids?
I was on in primetime.
Well, but that doesn't mean that it's not.
I don't know. I wasn't
There's
alive
other-
in the mid '60s to know.
There's other. Well, but that's the other thing. Mid '60s, I bet primetime was kids stuff because adults probably didn't watch that much TV.
Yeah.
That's true. That the
But-
audience was different. Yeah.
But
To-
I
to your
guess
point-
in
to your
that,
point,
in
yes,
that
I could
relationship
say
using
that.
animation and prime time,
Yeah.
I could see the connection. But I don't necessarily see the connection in terms of style of show.
Right. No,
Other
I
than
agree.
the animation part.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything before Simpsons. I'm not sure. That was like that.
And
Maybe
the
even
Simpsons,
something
the
that didn't do
Simpsons
that
was
well.
born out of Tracy Ullman.
Right. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
sketch comedy.
Right,
Sketch
right.
comedy,
It's-
little
it's-
shorts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But was there anything kind of before that that was similar? Like, because I do feel like The Simpsons were what they would say is groundbreaking. Like with the style. The musing, like you said, comedy, I'm sorry, animation, but it's really meant for, it wasn't even meant for kids.
No.
It was kind of meant for at least maybe teenagers.
No,
but
they
older
definitely
adults.
changed the game for that style. Like you said, a satirical animation didn't really exist. You know, you found satire in places like Saturday Night Live.
And that
you know.
may be why it was like that, because like you said, Tracy Ullman would have been satire. So
Right.
Right. It was all
the fact that it
sketch
came off of
comedy.
that.
Yeah. Like George said. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because a lot of those shows are satirical, and that was kind of the thing because it came under a lot of flack. I know from different organizations and stuff because it wasn't necessarily family centric,
No.
but in some ways it kind of was a little bit like this isn't animated, but Modern Family. It's a satire. It's not. They're not trying to condone anything. They're actually talking about the ridiculousness of family units these days.
Right.
In a way, the comment they're making is we've gotten away from the central family.
Right.
And now we have these blended families, and there's just all kinds of craziness that goes on in blended families. So anyway,
Yeah.
but that was what The Simpsons did. But South Park came out of that and was even more to me. I don't know if South Park counts as, maybe it was satire, but I think it was more straight comedy, to be honest with you. But because I didn't see it, I'm not an expert, so I don't know.
It tended to be topical, kind of what was trending in the media. They were kind of making fun of what
And they could turn
News-
those episodes
news-
down around
news
real quick.
stories, yeah.
Whereas The Simpsons could take, was it
Right.
6 to 9 months to make a single episode?
Yeah, South Park was very
South Park was
rudimentary. Very rudimentary.
Because their animation was simple.
Yeah, it was
So,
very
yeah.
basic type
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
Just
So they
crank-
could turn
crank 'em
something
out.
around, like something would happen today and they would be on the show next week.
They would have it up and running
Oh,
while
I
it's
see.
still relevant. Yeah,
I see.
Right.
Got it. Well, that's my example, at least one. They probably have others.
I
but
get
that
it.
was one.
I watched up through season 3 and it's on like, 25, 26, something like that now.
I've never gone out of my way to watch it.
Yeah, I did early on because I just found it funny, but I grew tired of it pretty quick. But yeah, I've got a long list of shows.
Give me some. Let's go, because I know these dudes didn't prepare.
The first one to me that comes to mind because it's probably the most recent was Game of Thrones.
Don't
Now
go
see,
there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dog on it because I've never seen it. but it's just something that to me it
you just never got into.
yeah. And I
Did you try it all, or you just never? It didn't fit your time slot. Just wasn't something you ever.
It's not something I was ever interested in watching.
Oh, so
And
just
it-
from the look of it, you didn't think it was worth trying out.
No, and I tend to shy away from stuff that hits the masses anyway. I mean, there's some stuff like Seinfeld, but I watched Seinfeld early on. Like I remember watching the first episode, and when stuff blows up, like The Simpsons, I watched The Simpsons on Tracy Ullman, and then when they had their own show, I watched it, and then it blew up, and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It's too into pop culture. It's everywhere. I got to get away from it. So,
But see, the thing about it, though, Seinfeld's the same way. They aired almost half a season, and it wasn't really a big deal to anybody. And then it kind of got bigger later.
yeah.
And I think Game of Thrones did the same thing. Honestly, I think they were, I don't know how many episodes in, but they were definitely mid to late first season before it caught on.
Yeah.
Because I know I watched it from the beginning.
Okay.
Because I liked it. I'd like those kinds of, that sort of genre style thing. And I loved it from the beginning, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just caught it. There's a lot of stuff in it that's not, there's some stuff that's a little bit gratuitous, but overall, just the whole idea. And I know the other thing too that's important is it obviously was based on a book series, so people were into the
Right.
book first, and so that's kind of why it.
Kind of lit that fire.
Yeah, but it went ahead of the book. The books at once. I can't remember which season it was. Maybe 3 or so, somewhere in there.
Passed up the books at some point. Really?
And people were like, "It'll be interesting to see how he finishes the books."
Interesting.
because the author made no promise to follow the path they went.
Yeah.
We're just going to take it and run with it.
Yeah, but it's kind of Godfather in a medieval setting, but it was a made up medieval setting. Like it was loosely based on some things, but just even geographic and all of that, the way they set it all up, it was
Okay.
so in a sense,
No Placeville in medieval times.
kind of. It was like Lord of the Rings in the sense that they made up a whole culture and infrastructure,
The
but
whole
it
realm.
wasn't.
Interesting.
The map wasn't the same as our world map, So
I think too. It's I don't want to start it. Sometimes I'm so far behind. It's like I don't even want to start because I feel like I'm gonna get hooked, and then it's gonna be. I gotta go watch the next one.
Binge watching.
And then I'm binge
Well, that's
watching.
what you
Next
do.
thing you know, I'm binge watching, and I'm not getting anything else done. And
Right.
so I think there's a little bit of a fear of that sometimes. That knowing myself, it's like I can't believe you haven't seen any of those. It's like I don't want to start. It's like I don't even want to open the box. I don't even want to see what's in
Right.
there. I'm just leave it right where it is. Walk away.
funny thing for me is that's why I like it, because it's already done and I don't have to wait. Like I don't want to wait week to week. That's the one
Right.
thing I didn't like about Game of Thrones was because I did start from the beginning. Excuse me, I had to wait every week, and I didn't like that. But
We did that with The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
We came in halfway through, so we binge watched to get caught up. And then once we were caught up, it was like, man,
I
now
know.
we gotta wait.
No, we did. I've done that with a few. There's been a few series I wait till the end, and then I'll check
I could
it out.
see the advantage to that, definitely.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to stop. I just keep watching it, and I can watch it when I have time.
Yeah.
Right. 2,
So I
1,
kinda
2,
like those
3,
things.
10, 15.
It's hard when you're watching it in real time too, just to stay away from all the spoilers and stuff.
Yeah.
That's true.
If it's something that's that type of show, not everything's like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say the Game of Thrones myself. That was what I
Really?
was thinking of. But then, like, over the course of time, like, the Star Trek thing was real huge. And then it came out Next Generation and all those. I never watched one of them.
Really?
Nope.
I actually enjoyed those.
I could watch.
Yeah.
I could watch Next Generation. I could, if I was flipping through the channels and I caught the beginning of like Next Gen. I go, hey, that's on. That's something to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't follow it. I didn't go looking for it, but
Right.
it's something I would sit and watch if it was on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't ever a Star Trek guy, but I did like the newer movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
With
nice.
Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Those
like
were
the
good.
reboot, but TV show. I mean, I've seen reruns and things from the original one. It's kind of cool, but none of those older type shows have I felt compelled to go back and watch through the whole thing. If I didn't grow up with it or see it, but on newer stuff, a little more. I'm kind of a newer guy. I like to see the new stuff, but but yeah, Star Trek. I mean, it was. I knew enough of it to be aware of it, but it wasn't any particular reason. I didn't think it was terrible. I just
Not your thing.
Not
I just didn't find, for me, it's like when I grew up, I didn't watch it, and then I'm not old like Scott, so it wasn't real, like on real time. and then I think by the time
Wasn't
they
it in prime time?
well, and I think by the time they did
Oh,
the
it was
other
prime
stuff,
time.
yeah, the new stuff, whatever, I don't know if it was Picard or who it was.
Yeah, that would be Next
was
Generation.
the very next one. But I think I was in my 20s by then.
That was like late
I was
80s.
too busy
Yeah.
doing stuff, man.
See, not a fan of the original '60s series at all. Just so corny. And
I like
so,
the movies.
So campy.
But the series, I didn't.
They were just
couldn't get
on the
into.
other day, and we were watching them with the kids. Gosh, they're so bad.
Yeah.
Ricardo Montalban when he plays
Oh,
Khan.
yeah. Khan.
Oh, it's so.
Yeah.
That's
the
why it's
acting,
great, though.
It's so
That's
the
the whole
melodrama.
point.
It's just dripping with.
That's
Oh.
the point, though. That's why
I know that's
why
what makes you watch it. It's
William
so-
Shatner became
right?
an icon
Yep.
because of his overacting.
It is so overacted. I mean, but like you said, I find myself sitting there for 30 minutes going,
Yeah.
"Why am I watching this?"
Yeah.
You know, and I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking
wouldn't
at
sit there forever.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going. I'm still here. Why am I still here?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true.
Stop looking at his muscles, and his
Stupid.
long gray hair.
That's
It's the-
hilarious.
Isn't that the guy from Fantasy Island?
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay.
There is one show that I did start watching. Was Breaking Bad.
Okay.
And I couldn't.
Why are you gonna pick on all my shows?
No,
man?
I couldn't do it, man.
Oh
it
my
just.
God, that's
I
so
didn't
good.
bother.
I got so bored. I got
Really?
halfway through the first episode. I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. This is so boring.
see
so good.
See, now you saying that makes me not even. I wasn't interested before, and now knowing are the way we kind of think alike.
Yeah.
Hearing that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even
I
bothered.
feel like it was because I kept having friends tell me, just get through the first
So
season.
you didn't
through the
even
first
get
season.
through the first episode, let alone the first season?
No, I couldn't do it.
Really?
I couldn't do it. It's
That's why.
I second
and
that.
I like Bryan Cranston too, but see the thing is like
It's genius.
um
I'm just telling you, he's genius.
but that's the thing. I people keep telling me get through the first season or whatever, and it's Diana got through like I think a season and a half, and if she would have told me, yeah, great, but even her, who she usually loves the type of show, she told me I was bored out of my mind. I couldn't get through it, so that's why I've never gone back and watched it.
Yeah, I've never watched. Excuse me, I've never watched that. But one of the ones that I started watching for a couple of episodes of was Blacklist,
love
and then
that
I
show.
stopped
Is
watching
that,
it.
Spader?
Yeah, James Spader.
Yeah.
And I just stopped watching it, and then picked it back up again and watched whatever it was, 6 or 7 seasons.
Interesting.
And it
Yeah.
was like, wow, it was a good show.
It's a great show.
It's still on. I mean, just finished season 8. I'm just
yeah.
trying to find a place I can binge it. But we didn't watch it until my wife and I started watching. I think they were in season 7, and then we started watching. No, it must have been 7.
I remember you talking
we
about
watched
this
it all
early
the
on
way
in
up
the
till
podcast.
COVID because they had an episode where they talked about COVID and then continued, but and then they took a long break and season 8 came out. So so I haven't seen season 8 yet, but I've seen everything else.
It was good.
It was a good show.
It should be on Netflix soon.
I caught one.
I don't know
when it
when
first
Because the
came
new
out.
season, the new season starts next month, and it'll drop right before the new
They
season
have
starts.
a season 9?
It's coming. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know they had okayed it. I thought season 8 might have been the last year, but okay.
No.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it's also a good show, but I you guys whatever. Don't watch Breaking Bad. I don't really care, but I even went on. I even just finished
Losers.
binging, and now I gotta wait because season 5's on some weird streaming on some weird channel that I'm not going to subscribe to. But Better Call Saul,
Oh yeah.
which is a spinoff of the Breaking Bad, and man, I like that. And then I even watched. There's a movie called El Camino, and it closes up the story of one of the main guys in Breaking Bad, and you put it all together, and it's pretty good TV, man. I'm
own universe.
not kidding. And honestly, they don't do a constant amount of cussing. There's a little bit of cussing. There's hardly any nudity. Oh, there's no nudity, but there's not even any
Gratuitous.
like non-nudity love scenes or what. There's a couple things early, but not much. And just watching someone go through that. I mean, just the title of the show, Breaking Bad. To watch somebody go through that transition from who they are to someone they would never have wanted to be. Another one that's more of a lot of cussing, but tracks the same thing as Ozarks.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I'm not even going to recommend it because if you guys don't like Breaking Bad, you ain't going to like Ozarks.
Was that with Jason Bateman?
Well,
And
hang
if
on,
you come
hang
back
on.
and tell me you like Ozarks, but you can't watch Breaking Bad, I'm going to kick you off the show.
hang on, Jared, would you watch it? Would you watch it?
Which I watch
Ozarks? Yeah.
I don't know anything about it other than what he just said.
Okay, well, let me know because that'll
Okay.
influence my decision.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys go ahead and
I'll watch half of it, be bored,
Yeah.
and
Let me know, yeah.
piss off John, and then
right.
kicked off the show, and then I'll tell you not to watch it.
You didn't tell Ray, did you? Yeah. Oh, now Ray won't even look at it.
right. You guys, we could have a spin-off podcast called Lamb and Ming.
Jared just saves me the time. Don't waste your time.
Well,
Don't
it's
listen
all
to
a
me.
waste of time. All of TV is a waste of
It
time.
is.
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
There's
Time filler.
many better things I could do than watching TV. But if I'm going to watch TV, I do like those shows. Ray, before we go back to Jared's list. And I'm not sure Scott even told, Blacklist. I guess that was yours. But
Yeah, I mean-
but you were into that.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me a show you weren't into.
Yeah, I was thinking of the same one.
Something that's in this century.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, he said.
Wow.
I haven't
Star
watched
Trek doesn't count. So, okay, gotcha. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is a huge one for me. That it got to a point where I just got tired of hearing it.
Guys, did you see Seinfeld? I mean, did you watch anything?
It was just.
Did you ever watch anything?
Yeah, I don't.
Probably a Friends
I don't
guy.
have time. I'm busy writing for this
Melrose
stupid
Place.
show.
Melrose Place.
Work. Moonlighting.
Moonlighting.
But one, I have never seen a single. There's a couple shows. I've never seen a single episode of The Big Bang Theory,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
or
That was
one
that
of
was
yours.
good, though.
One of yours, John. Modern Family. I have never watched a full episode of Modern Family.
I know this. What we're establishing here is intelligence levels. That's what we're establishing. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
just kidding.
That show, there's an intellectual level that I just can't.
No,
yeah.
I'm joking.
Wait,
But Married with Children was hilarious.
well, what I do is I look up
that
the
was actually
show.
funny. That had a satire to it also.
I look up
loved
the
it.
show, and there's a little thing in the corner that says must be this smart to watch this show, and I'm just not smart enough.
It's like
to
the
watch
thing
it.
on a ride at an amusement
Right, it
park.
must
You got to
be
be
this
so
smart.
tall. Your IQ must be this high.
Right.
Recommended IQ for this show.
Not really. No, I promise you, the shows that I'm talking about don't require high IQ at all. That's funny.
Big
That's
Bang
good.
Theory is on my list too.
Is it?
I actually watched
But
a
was
couple
Big
of those,
Bang
and
was Big Bang a kind of show that everybody said, "Oh my gosh, you got to watch"?
It
this
just
show.
ran and ran and ran.
to me, it was like conversations everywhere around me about Big Bang Theory, Game of Thrones, and
Game of Thrones, I agree, is in that category
and
for
the,
sure.
the other one for a while was Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy had a run. Yeah, that's true. I didn't actually see any of that either.
Another one
Actually,
is that 70s show.
Really?
I've never watched a single.
love that show.
Single show.
But are any of these shows iconic? That's what I'm talking. Like Game
How
of
long
Thrones
did-
was iconic.
Yeah.
Friends was iconic.
Well,
What else?
I would say Big Bang Theory is probably
Breaking Bad was iconic.
It was the most watched sitcom of the modern
Seinfeld.
era.
Which was?
Big Bang.
Was it?
It was the most highly rated show
That's
for the
crazy.
entire run of
I
its existence.
I mean, everybody here probably even knows the characters just from watching
I've seen some of
all
it.
the previews and
Yeah, I've
stuff.
seen some of
but
the
I've
show.
never watched it. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good sitcom, but I mean,
I never watched it.
I don't have anything against it. But I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
I just didn't enjoy
binge
it.
I don't binge
Yeah.
it and go back and watch it again and all that.
Yeah, so that's a couple for me. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. So yeah.
Okay. Any other shows, Jared? You got any?
Yeah, like I mentioned Sons of Anarchy. The other one was kind of tied with that. Was where a lot of conversation around it was The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, Walking
Same
Dead's
here.
been iconic.
I've never seen
I've
a Walking
never seen
Dead
that
either.
either. I haven't.
Me either.
You think about that.
And
one.
I like zombie stuff too, but for some reason, it's something about it just never lit my match, I guess.
And I guess they tried that show too called Mayans. There was that. It was
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah,
that
it was like a
biker-
motorcycle club or something
Yeah,
like
called
that.
Mayans,
Oh,
and that seems like
yeah.
it didn't go anywhere.
But again, those aren't
Yeah.
iconic.
No,
Sons
no,
of
no.
Anarchy, maybe, but not that. And,
But
but
Walking
Walking
Dead is
was
huge.
iconic.
Huge,
Sure, that's
yeah.
been iconic.
Never seen it.
There was podcasts and conventions and all kinds
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah. No,
about
Walking
that.
Dead qualifies. I mean, in my mind.
it. Yeah.
Never
and
saw
I
one.
guess Big Bang is for sitcoms, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't probably think of a sitcom in its era, but I can think of sitcoms. I mean, like Friends, Seinfeld, Cosby Show, that were all, I think, historically bigger than
Yeah.
that. I understand their ratings might be higher, but it's also, that's like saying, I don't know, some quarterback threw for more yards than some older quarterback. Well, it's a different world. It's all
Right,
done
right,
differently.
Right.
There have another category of shows that were really iconic that I like when I watch them, but I haven't seen more than like a half a season of was Simpsons and Friends. Because like I mentioned, The Simpsons early on, I was into it, but after it was not very long that I was like, I can't do this anymore. But every time I watch an episode, I crack up laughing. And same with Friends, but I just like, I don't know. I don't feel like sitting down to watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I think the nature of sitcoms are like that. I mean, I think the shows you're going to go back and want to binge watch are typically, in my mind, going to be dramas and things that are
An ongoing story, a continuing story.
Yeah, and they're a little more serious. I mean, sitcoms, they're what they are. But I mean, I know people talk about The Office. I never really saw any of those,
Same here.
and that was pretty
Could
iconic.
not get in. Could not get
Parks
into
and Rec.
I couldn't get into that
what's the
one,
other
but I
one with
did like
Chevy
The
Chase?
Office.
What's the other one? Chevy
Oh, Community.
that. Community.
Community. Some of those were all the similar sort of realm. I mean, they're okay. I've seen episodes of The Office, and I think it's funny. But but again, sitcoms to me, I just don't know if I'd ever go and binge watch a sitcom. But that's just me. That doesn't mean there's all kinds of our listeners that don't or they wouldn't want to, but it's just not me.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a comedy guy, I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, if they're on and I'm watching them, or at times in my life when that was my life, and I would call like Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just a stretch in my life where I was always around on whatever night his show was on, and I was watching Martin.
Yep.
And I know all those episodes, But I mean, but no, I'm telling you, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, some of those kinds of shows, man. It's all right. You guys are just missing out.
It's okay. We'll watch them.
Doesn't bother me. I don't care.
I'm going to go home and watch them tonight.
Listeners are going nuts right
Doesn't
now.
bother me.
believe those guys haven't seen it.
Doesn't bother me. I'm just saying, don't bother me.
Is
at
there
all.
okay? How about this? Is there any that anybody's watching now that you find
Repulsive.
no that you like?
I just told you
that
I'm
I
in the
like?
middle of Better Call Saul. It's really good.
I actually did watch the first episode of that, and I liked it. We just haven't
Yeah.
gotten back to it.
Yeah, it's good. Trying to think. I know there's other things I'm watching, but Ozarks. I'm just waiting for the new season to drop. It's only season 4. I think they've only had 3 seasons. So for me, yeah, there's a few shows like that.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've not watched.
I'm
That's
watching Ancient Aliens.
I saw that too. Actually, I saw. It's like a documentary.
It is. So
Oh no, that's the
out
one that's
there.
got all the weird people.
It is so out there.
There's another
I
one though.
love
There's
it.
like a
I
Netflix.
love it.
Is it
so
Netflix?
great. I don't know. The one Ancient Alien is a documentary. It's on. I think it's on Nat Geo, National Geographic. Has
Oh,
it.
because there's one
It's
on
a
Netflix about
documentary.
aliens. It's actually pretty interesting. It goes
Yeah.
back in the history and all that. It's kind of interesting. But
Yeah.
no, the thing is what I do like about Netflix is oftentimes they'll drop a whole season. Oh, another one is Godfather of Harlem. Godfather of Harlem.
Oh, never heard of it.
Never
I'm
heard
waiting
of
for
it.
the new season. Yeah, I know, because you guys don't watch other stuff. You're not gonna watch that.
I mentioned it right earlier about Cobra Kai. Have you guys seen that?
I've heard a lot about it. I haven't seen it. Is
It's
it good?
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear good things.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm
It's
starting to get a feel for where you guys are at.
well, if you like the Karate Kid, the original,
Yeah,
you would love this because I think it's even. I mean, obviously with the advancement in technology and everything else, and the actors are older, more experienced. But I felt like the show was so much more well done than even the movie was, and I thought the movie was well done as well.
You thought the movie was well done.
If you go back and watch it now, it's like
Talk about
this is
cheese.
This is better than I remember it being because for 1984, that's what I watched it recently. I was like, I'm expecting this to be just like, just awful cheese, like you said, and it wasn't quite that bad.
It was cheesy.
I go
when it
back and
came
watch
out.
Goonies, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
No, but
You know?
Whoa, hey,
sorry.
wait a minute.
No, but
you
I'm
just
sa-
crossed the line.
Okay, no, what I'm saying though is I'm not saying in its time it wasn't, but I'm saying all those movies at that time, Breakfast Club, all that were rated in that
Yeah.
era, they're all cheesy.
Oh, sure.
Well,
That
yeah.
was their appeal back then. That's what the 80s was. It was one big decade of
Right.
cheese.
Yeah.
Seriously, think
Yeah.
about all the movies, the songs,
It was all synthesized keyboard soundtracks.
Yeah, it's not
and-
necessarily
yeah.
criticism
Yeah.
in that sense. I'm saying like it's just
It was the style.
yeah,
Yeah.
just everything was There's some great stuff I remember, and I was growing up in that era, so there's a lot of nostalgia. But
Yeah.
it's not the era I would go to for great movies.
And see, Cobra Kai pokes fun at that cheese.
Sure.
So I think that's one of the things that kind of endeared it to me was it just, and it flips the script because Johnny's now no longer the antagonist.
Right.
So
Well,
Yeah.
it's because he can't be, right? Can
Right.
this guy be 50 and doing this stuff?
Right.
I mean, or 40s or whatever they're trying to play him at. It's
but
crazy.
It's very character driven. I think you would enjoy it.
No, I'm not saying I wouldn't.
Yeah.
That I'm just talking about the movie. I'm like, I'm not gonna go
No.
back and rewatch the movie with the crane and the. I mean, there's
It's got
I don't-
Elizabeth's shoes in that. Though,
Are there
man.
any? So what? Elizabeth's shoe.
Elizabeth's shoe.
That was the big thing.
It's a really big shoe.
A really big
right?
shoe.
Welcome to the. We've got a really great shoe for you tonight.
All right. Well, listen. We're gonna do another episode. I think we've decided on movies of the same thing. So maybe guys can be brainstorming movies that you knew everybody else. I guess I should add that were kind of iconic. That movies in some way or another.
Yeah.
They have to be iconic. It can't just be. Well, here's some movie my friends watched and I didn't
Yeah.
like it. No,
Classic
iconic
blockbuster.
sort of blockbuster
style.
yeah. Which can name in one hand on 5 fingers the amount of those that were made in the 80s. But anyway, the point is
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Rocky 2 and 3. 2 might even still been 79, but
Paulie, I'm gonna fight the Russian.
dude, it's not. No, that was 4.
was
That's
4,
when it
yeah.
got crazy. Couple of them got crazy, but 1 through 3,
Is that the one where Carl Weathers comes out wearing the Uncle Sam hat? And
dude, no, that's 4.
That's 4.
that's when he fights the Russian.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And James Brown singing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't like it necessarily, but it was no. That's when he did that run where he did. To be doing this in the next episode, but so they did the Rocky thing, and then they did the one with the Rambo.
Oh, he's a Rambo
that he's
character.
fighting the Russians.
Yeah.
Like he was all into anti-Russia at that point. But anyway,
Yep.
bottom line is we'll do that another episode on that. But in the feeds, what I'd love for people to do is tell us the ones that maybe that you haven't gotten into that a lot of people, again, iconic kind of big stuff. And we always answer you, so put something in the feed.
And tell us your favorite Elizabeth Shue story. Why
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know what?
Elizabeth who?
You know what her mom's name was? She was the old woman in the shoe.
And Dad's name wasn't really big.
Nope.
Still back on that rap lyric. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys listening. And we will see you guys soon. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Movie.